Welcome, yogis. Go ahead and get settled into what we call Lotus Pose here, or Padmasana in Sanskrit. It's extremely important with yoga to become grounded before we do anything. And the way we often do that is by sitting in this iconic pose and just focusing on the breath. Yoga isn't meant to be like a session at the gym. With yoga, we stretch our bodies so we can soften the muscles and ligaments and lubricate the joints. We breathe deeply so as to connect the movements of our bodies with the breath that flows through us every day, giving us life. We do yoga so we can connect to something greater than ourselves. And most importantly, as one of my teachers would always remind us, we do yoga so we can sit still. So I invite you to take that time to be still now. Begin by engaging with the breath. Start with what's called the Ujjayi breath, which is simply in through the nose and out through the nose. Long, smooth, full inhales, matched by riding out the exhale in equal measure. Continue with this pose, with this breath, as you listen to the story of why we call this Lotus or Padmasana. So much like other ideologies from around the world, Hinduism also has a holy trinity, which consists of 3 deities named Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. Brahma is the creator of all things, while Shiva is the destroyer. Vishnu, on the other hand, is the one who waits patiently for these cycles of the universe to be completed. He observes the pose of the world and descends to help when he must. Go ahead and begin to rotate your torso in a clockwise direction and just keep flowing with the breath. So, because Vishnu is always waiting, he's often depicted lounging or asleep. And his favorite place to take a nap is actually reclined in the coil of his pet snake Ananta, whose 1,000 heads extend up above Vishnu, creating a lovely parasol. So long ago, before the earth was born and the stars lit the sky with their intricate designs, there was simply a sea of consciousness. Switch directions here. One day, as Vishnu was lounging atop his coiled snake, he felt a strange sensation near his navel. When he looked down, he noticed that a flower was blooming there, a beautiful, soft, pink lotus blossom. Okay, spin around on your mat, open up the knees, bring the soles of the feet to touch, extend the hands up overhead, and then recline all the way down onto the back. Try not to collapse as gracefully as I did there. You can also bend into the elbows and grab on for opposites. Okay, so this lotus blossom grew steadily out of Shiva's belly button until finally one day it opened up. Guide the knees to touch, and then draw them into the stomach. Begin just rolling in whatever direction feels good here, releasing into the lower back. Now when the flower opened, there in its very center was the head of Brahma, one of the other deities. This wasn't your average head, not in the least. Brahma's head had 4 different faces. And then release the legs, bring them up to 90 degrees here, and just move through some core warm-ups. Drop them over to the right, and then over to the left, moving with the breath. Keep going. Back to center, over to the left. Now tuck in the right leg, extend the left long, lift the head up towards the knee, and then switch it over left in. Keep flowing through this here for 30 seconds. Move with the breath. Take a break if you have to. Listen to your body always, always throughout. Almost there. 10 more seconds. And then release Release. Nice big exhale. Bend into the knees, plant the feet on the ground, and then lift the hips up, bridge pose. Hands are planted down at your sides. Oh, you can maybe adjust some wardrobe malfunctions. Almost there. Exhale, lower down slowly. Okay, big sit up here. We're going to come directly into boat. So lift the legs, sit up. Legs stay up at 90 degrees. Hands come out underneath, palms face the ceiling. Release down, weave the hands underneath, hug it in. Back up to boat. Nice flat back. Chest is pulling forward here towards the thighs. Keep breathing. Exhale, release it down, hug it in. Lean back, fingers facing the body, and then cross the left ankle over right knee if you can. Stay back or push into the arms, once again bringing the chest forward. So each of Brahma's faces came out of the flower, was pointing in a different direction. From each one, a different sound began to emanate. To the east, ah, to the north, ooh, to the west, and then finally to the south, the sound of silence. And take the opposite expression here, right ankle over left knee. So this is said to be the way the Aum was originated. Because after the four faces sang out the sound, the cosmos began to swirl and condense, and the universe, as we know it today, was finally born. And moving into Cradle the Baby, I've always called this one. I don't know what it's actually called. And go ahead and lift the left leg up and stick the foot in the crook of the right elbow, and then cradle the shin as if it's a little baby. Aptly named. Give it a rock. And switch other side. Right foot, crook the left elbow. So you want to lift it up as high as you can here and hug it in towards the chest. And place both feet on the ground. Knees point up. And press into the hands. Extend the arms. Reverse tabletop. Come on down. Swing the feet around. And come onto all fours here. Cat-cow. So dropping the belly button, lifting the chin on the inhale, exhale. Spine lifts towards the ceiling. Chin points towards the chest. Keep flowing with your own breath here. You can bend into the elbows. You can enhance this by lifting the shins. Cat-cow. Keep moving. And take it lateral here. So rotate the torso in circles from left to right. So as if you could move your entire body around a single point near your navel. Maybe you've got a lotus blossom there too. Reverse the direction. And back to neutral. Okay. Left arm, right leg extends out long. Tuck it in. Elbow to knee. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Other side. So inhale, send it long. Exhale, tuck it in. Good. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. First one. Drop the knees. And then lift the hips up once again. Come on to the tippy toes here. And then lower back down. Heels reach towards the ground. They don't have to touch. It doesn't matter. 3 breaths. And then begin to walk the hands in towards the feet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Fingers reaching down to the earth. Give it a sway. You can take off your mala beads if you're wearing any here. And they're getting in your face too. Good. Roll all the way up, nice and slow. Hands at the sides. Move through our sun salutations here. Make sure you're at the top of the mat. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold through heart center. Plant the hands, lift up. Exhale, step back. Lower down, you can drop the knees here, always an option. Chaturanga to upward facing dog. Chest lifts up. Hips lift, downward facing dog. Good. Step it forward. Other foot. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, through heart center. Here we go again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forwards. Lift up. Step back. Shift the weight forward. Lower the chest. Lift the chest up. Extend the arms. Downward facing dog. And then step it to the front of your mat. Lift all the way up. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward, up halfway. Plant the palms. Step it or hop back. Shift the weight. You can always drop your knees for the chaturanga or just go straight into downward facing dog. Step it forward. Lift up. Arms at your side. Good. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. And then step it back with the right. Drop that heel down, toes point out, arms, warrior 2. Stretch that right hand up overhead, back to warrior 2. Left hand up overhead, back to warrior 2. Sink a little deeper. Make sure that ankle and knee are in line. And then cartwheel, step it back. Drop the knees if you have to, vinyasa. So that's up to downward facing dog. And then step it all the way through. Oh, I make an error here. Don't do what I do. This time you want the right leg forward. Heel down. Open up. Warrior 2. Right arm. Warrior 2. Left arm reaches up. Back to warrior 2. Sink a little lower. My knee is a bit too far forward here. Cartwheel. Step it back. Shift it. Drop the knees. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Good. And opening in the hips here so that right leg lifts and then lowers down. Left leg lifts, opens up towards the side. And then lowers down. Back to down dog. Tuck the right knee in towards, step it through, and follow with the left. Forward fold once again. Arms wide, reverse swan dive, lift up. And head all the way up onto the tippy toes. Try not to lose your balance like I do here. Good, it's tricky. And then slowly start to bend into the knees, lowering your sit bones down towards your heels. Once you get as low as you can go, see if you can plant the heels and then lower gently down onto the bum. Good. Bring the ankles to the lower bottom of your mat. And come all the way down. And you can shine the soles of the feet up to the ceiling here for happy baby. Release, cross the legs, grab onto the feet if you can, or just cross them and let them hang there. Cross the other way, grab on again. And then finally hug the knees in towards the chest. And then slide them out all the way, nice and long. And moving into your Shavasana here. Toes fall open to either side. Palms face the ceiling. And really take this time to allow your body to integrate all the movement, all the work, all the energy you both called in and released. And I'll just read you a little quote here. If you ever feel lost, disappointed, hesitant, or weak, return to yourself, to who you are, here and now. And when you get there, you'll discover yourself like a lotus flower in full bloom, even in a muddy pond, beautiful and strong. It's from The Secret Life of Water. So, as you start to come back here, I'd like to take a moment to remind you that the start to take some movement back into the fingers and the toes, circling the wrists and the ankles. And when you're feeling like you're ready for it, you can slowly bring the feet to touch and reach the hands up overhead. Nice big full body stretch, arching the back, lifting the chest. And then hug the knees in towards the chest. Roll over to your favorite side. And then slowly come back up to a seat. Back into our original Lotus Pose here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to Om. Om. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.